Me Project, the number one platform for women uh, around the globe to help you change your life, think about your aspirations, and help you finally walk into the life that you want to live. To help you live your highest and truest self. That's what we do here. And how we do that through our platform, we do that through our workshops, we do that through things like this, our Inspiration in 30. And the purpose of the Inspiration in 30 is for us to come together in the morning to get a wonderful word before we actually start our day. I think that is the most important thing that we can do as we move along into our journey to becoming a better version of ourselves. And being able to get in a routine where we're able to sit with ourselves, to have a moment where we are inspired and empowered, gives us the ability to not only have a great day, but also gives us the opportunity to see life differently, to treat people differently, to see the world differently. And so that's why we do it. Our Inspiration in 30 is daily, usually daily. But I enjoy that you guys come. Hey, Deborah, I enjoy that you guys come. And I enjoy that you guys come hang out with me for 30 minutes throughout your morning, because I think it's important that we all fellowship. Now, I do have one announcement, and again, it's with our Students Without Mothers end of the year campaign. Our goal is to raise $5,000. The web page will be up today. I thought it would be ready yesterday, but it wasn't. So it's going to be up today. Whatever you can give, we have from now until December 31st. We want to be able to reach our goal and really go beyond our goal if we can. So once the page is up, we will ask for you to share it with your friends, family, those that you know who will be able to give so that we can help kids who lost their mother to death or incarceration be able to get a scholarship to go to school. We give them a $4,000 scholarship, and that $4,000 scholarship is broken up between each year, 4 years in college, where they're able to get $1,000 a year to help them get the things that their mother would give them, the toiletries, the food in the fridge, all of those things. And we also provide grief counseling for them and laptop computers. So that's exactly what we're doing. Today's message is something that I want you guys to think about, because we were talking about fulfillment yesterday. And I got a question from a lady that says, well, I don't even know what makes me fulfilled, or how do I start to know how to move towards those things that are fulfilling in my life. And I sat there and I said to myself, I said, wow, I didn't know that it was so common for a lot of people, really, who have really never felt the aspect of fulfillment, right? I never knew that, right? Hey, Vanessa. And so when I thought about it, I was like, well, what is the thing that really makes us feel fulfilled? And the biggest thing that I said is that we start to ask ourselves questions as we go along in our life, right? We always evaluating ourselves. We always evaluating, are we a good mother, grandmother, employee, girlfriend, wife, all that stuff, right? And it is the power of asking these questions that we figure out if our life is progressing and moving forward and if we are really fulfilled. So after I thought about it, I told her, I said, one of the things that we do unconsciously that we have to always continue to keep in practice is that we have to ask ourselves questions, and we have to ask ourselves good questions, because that's how we evaluate where we are in our life, right? Outside of doing the whole negative thinking thing, we ask ourselves questions so that we can kind of know where we are. So I found this quote. Where is it? I found this quote that said, some men see things as they are and say, why? I dream of things that never were and say, why not? Right? So when we start to ask ourselves questions, then we start to figure out if our life is moving in the direction of where we want it to be. So, of course, I told you guys I have my journal here, right? And I write in every morning, right? And the reason why that I journal every morning is because I do the same thing that I do with you guys. I always take my time in the morning and I make sure that I'm ready to come and talk to you. I always make sure that my thoughts and my energy and everything is together before I come to you, because I know when we get together and we fellowship, I want it to be something that's amazing. I want to be able to give you some value, and also to um, for us to have a dialogue. So one of the things that I wrote down, right, when I was talking about fulfillment yesterday, was how we ask ourselves questions. And one of the questions that came up for me is, what am I proud about in my life right now? What am I proud about in my life right now? And I sat there for a second because I was like, of course, I have a lot of things to be proud about. And I start, writing the basic stuff, right? My health, this, that, and everything. But I want you to think about it. When we talk about that, we are on this journey to becoming a better version of ourselves. What are we proud about right now in our life? If you're on with me, I want you to go ahead and put it in the comments and answer the question for me. What are you most proud about in your life right now? And what about that makes you feel proud? Are you proud that you finally broke out of that relationship and now you're starting your journey? Are you proud that you just got a new job and you are starting your life in a new direction? Are you proud that you are still here? What are some of the things that you are proud of? Right? Because what it does is it puts yourself into a state of mind where you start to think of all the good things that are happening in your life, and it takes your focus off of all the things that you think might be wrong in your life, right? Think about it. How many times do we sit with ourselves and actually focus on the things that we do well? How many times do you sit with yourself and you focus on the thing that you just love about yourself? And the reason why I want you to do this, because as we take this journey for next year, we're not waiting to next year. Now, as we take this journey now, you have to know the things that are inside of you that makes you feel good, so that when things do come up, those challenges do come up, you know what you're grateful for, you know what you're proud of, you know what you're excited about in your life. But if we don't know how to practice that, then we'll focus on all the negative stuff, right? And then we will think that things are not working and we can't, and we won't be able to fulfill our goals or whatever it is that we're trying to achieve, right? So I want you to think about it. What are you proud about in your life right now? And I want you to put it in the comments for me. Your kids, fantastic. They doing well, but most importantly, I'm trying to get you to talk about you, not other people, not stuff around you, not that you proud because the parks opened up and you have the opportunity to take walks and exercise, and none of that. What are you most proud of about yourself? right? What is it that's in you where you're saying, you know what, I did that. And I did that well. And I'm proud of myself for doing that. Come on, if you want, let me know. What is it that you're proud of? For me, I know I am proud that I am able to have the discipline to sit and finally accept that I really do love what I do and I really enjoy my peace and being by myself so that I can think and spreading my love to other people who are around me and just being happy. I am proud that I can finally be myself. I don't have to be this person that I thought I had to be back then. You know, back then I thought that I had to be this big corporate person, get this job, do this, because that's what I was told to do, right? I didn't have to be this wife that I designed in my head that had to be super submissive and just allow someone to do whatever they wanted. And I would just sit there and take it, right? I no longer have to sit and not express myself. That was like that's the biggest thing that I'm proud of. Because at one point in time I can express myself and I can say what's on my mind, but for some reason when it came to certain people in my family, I wasn't able to really express how I felt. Or if I felt like if I did express myself, you was gonna take something away from me, then I just wouldn't say anything. I would just deal with whatever you said, right? But I learned that in order for me to really stand in my truth, I have to be able to know that whatever decisions that I make for myself, how I'm gonna live my life going forward, has to be able to choose me and put me at the forefront and not anybody else and not anybody else's feelings. God, me, and everybody else. I am proud that I'm able to finally understand that I can be who I am unapologetically and not care what other people think. I am very proud of that because I will always be hesitant about, oh, I don't want to say anything. And, they think about me a certain way. And, they tell me that, they might take something away from me or they might look at me funny. Forget all of that. Nobody can make you feel a certain way unless you allow them to. One of the things you got to know, there's always going to be somebody who's going to talk about you, good and bad, right? There's always going to be someone who likes you, who loves you, who can't stand you, who don't like you, right? It's always going to be something in your life that's going to require you to be the best version of yourself, to think about you staying in the best version of yourself because it'll try to put you out of your character, and also require you to give more of yourself And that's anything. I'm proud of myself because I finally got my LLC. Hey, Deborah, good job. LLC for the business. Oh, man, that is so great. And I want you to come to the workshop too on the 16th when we talk about business models, because I want to see what your business model is and take a look at it and give you some pointers if you need it to kind of help you get that going. I'm proud that I finally walked away from my aunt. Yes, yes. You know, it's very hard to make decisions to walk away from things, especially people, marriage, relationships, things like that, only because you're so attached to this person. You feel like if they go away, a part of you goes. And to some extent that is true, because you know what's happening is that part that was you is dying, and you want to hold on to it, but it's not working out. And so sometimes you have to let that person die so that the real you can come out. So that that person that you are supposed to be can come out. And then when you start to do that and start to take those steps to rebuild, you start to be proud of the things that you can do. I told you guys, Vanessa, I'm right there with you. I had to make a decision to walk away from my marriage, right? Honestly, we both made the decision to walk away. And when we made a decision to walk away, I told you guys, my husband told me, he said, the only reason why I'm staying is because I think you won't be able to take care of yourself. Because I told you guys, like my business was down and everything. I refused to get a job, and I told you about the job I had to get, right? And so I said to him, I said, so you're only here because you think I won't be able to take care of myself? Do you know where I come from and where I came from? Right? And he was like, yeah, I always hear it, but I never seen it. Oh, so of course my ego gets in the way, right? Because I'm like, this dude don't know. He just don't know, right? Because what I do know and what I was trained to do my entire life was to survive. I was trained since I was a young child on how to survive, right? I wasn't trained to understand my feelings and have a life and do all that. I was trained to survive. So when you put me in a situation where I have only a few coins and a loaf of bread and some beans or whatever, oh, we're going to work that thing out, right? We're going to work that thing out because now all of my training comes back, where you hear all the things that you learned when you were younger. Make sure you keep a roof over your head. Make sure you keep the lights on. Anything else, if you have to choose, you choose. Make sure you have some food in your stomach and make sure you got coffee to move around. That's exactly what survival was for me and is. So he didn't know that part of me, right? Because I got married to the idea of what a wife was supposed to be. So I became that, if that makes sense. Because the struggle life and all of that, I did not want. But when I had to start my life over, Vanessa, and I had to move here, and I had to make some sacrifices to get that job I tell you guys I didn't want to get. It was not pretty. I did not like it, but I was proud that I moved. I was proud that I had my own space, my peace, and I was grateful that I had something that I could stand on to start to build myself up. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't, my life wasn't what I wanted it to be, but what I had in my hand, I used to build the life that I want and still continue to do that. Does that make sense? So I was proud of that. I was proud that I was able to take what I had and start to build a foundation for what it is that I wanted. What I discovered was is that a lot of people, they don't survive. Why? Because they don't sit and celebrate those things. Those little things that you have done. Vanessa, you have made a major shift in your life. You're there. You're proud of it. This is the life that you have now. What is the next step for you? What makes you excited? What are you happy about in your life right now? Because that is the next foundation, right? Deborah, the same thing for you. What makes you excited now that you started to put the bricks down and you laid that foundation, right? What is that next step? What are you grateful for? What are you enjoying most out of your life? Because what that does is it allows you to continue to move forward. It allows you to continue to make progress and it allows you to feel more fulfilled, right? And Liu says, I think that we tend to lose ourselves when we get into relationships. That's right. That's right. We do. You know why? I don't think we lose ourselves, but we start to we want what we want out of a relationship. When we get into a relationship with someone, this is something that we thought of, that we said that we was going to do different than the last, right? That we was going to give a chance, that we was going to kind of open ourselves up to, because it's normal. It is okay to do, right? But I agree with you. We lose ourselves because the object of our attention becomes that person and not ourselves, right? We take ourselves out the equation and we make it all about them. Well, if he's happy or if she's happy and I'm able to be the best girlfriend, be the best wife, then I'm doing something amazing. Where it's like, no, right? No. The guy I had a relationship with, uh once I moved out and everything, right? Um we used to have these things. Well, I used to do it where like every 6 months I would say to him, like, hey, we reached the 6 month mark. Are you still happy in a relationship? Is there anything you want to change? Is there anything we need to talk about? I would do these check ins, right? And I would do the check ins because I'm trying to do something different, right? I don't want to be that silent person anymore, right? And so he would always say, yeah, yeah, no, everything is good. And, I'm happy and all this stuff or whatever. Right. And then it wouldn't be until, because we really never had arguments, but it wouldn't be until he would do something that I did not like, where all of his energy would come out. Well, I don't like the fact this, I don't like the fact that. And I would be so confused, right? Because I'm saying to myself, well, I thought when we did our check in, this is the opportunity for you to tell me what you think that we need to change in order for us to have a healthy relationship. But what I came to realize is that, and you would too, when you start to do your work and you start to feel comfortable with doing these practices of asking yourself questions, most people you meet and know is not going to be comfortable with that. Because most people that you meet and know do not know what they want, how to express themselves, what makes them happy, what makes them excited, what they're grateful for, all that stuff. So just by you answering one question of what you're proud of, you are already ahead of at least 50% of the people in the world who don't ask themselves anything. You know what I'm saying? And I said to myself, wow. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it at all because I was just saying, like, didn't I just ask you? And I was so confused because I was like, well, what am I what am I supposed to do? And then he said, well, I didn't know how to express myself then. I'm not used to talking about stuff like that. I said, so you would just hold it in and just act out behind my back and not confront me? So why would you do that? Because I was afraid. What are you afraid of? But most of us are. You get it? Most of us are afraid to ask ourselves these questions because some of the answers, they draw blanks, right? Think about it. If I say to you, okay, I wrote it down today. I said, who do I love and who loves me? Can you answer that question? Who do I love and who loves me? And what about that makes me loving? And how does that make me feel? Who do I love and who loves me? We can go the traditional route. Oh, my family loves me. My friends love me, and then you go down the line, right? But when you think, who do I love? And who loves me? Who do I love? I love my kids. I love my family. I love this. What we will realize is that we put ourselves down at the bottom of the list. You know that, right? So I said, who do I love? I said, I love me. I said, and then I answered the question, well, who loves me? I said, me, my family, I hope, which I know they do, right? And I put God, my family, everybody, right? And once I got into it, I answered the question, what about that makes me loving? What is it about me that makes me loving? What is it about you that makes you loving? What you say? Oh, my personality is great and, I got this, but what is it about you that makes you loving? And when you write it down, don't be afraid of it. Because the biggest thing that you will find that most of us will write, that I wrote, was my open and kind heart. I love being in love and I love love. I love the excitement of love, right? I love spreading the love. I love hugging. If you ask any of my friends, they know I will hug you, I will kiss on you, I will do all that stuff because I am excited to see you. I am excited to be around you. I do look for you every day. I am excited that I see you. It makes me happy, right? So when we talk to ourselves about what are we most proud of, you got to know that when you start to ask yourself these questions, the only thing that you're doing is you're building a foundation to your progress, to your fulfillment. If you can say, I am so proud that I am able to stand on my own 2 feet and finally walk and know that the only person that is important to me is me, and how choosing me allows me to love and to nurture and have good relationships with everyone else, I'm going to make sure that I love on me every day. I'm going to make sure that I find something proud of me every day. I'm going to make sure that I find something that I'm excited about every day. Because time is moving on, ladies. I'm trying to tell you. Time is moving. So if we sitting waiting on something to make us happy, something to make us excited, something to be grateful for, and something that we can enjoy, we're going to be waiting for a very long time. If you haven't found what you are proud of, sit down and think about it. And then at the end of the day, when you come home and everything, you ask yourself questions. You say, what have I done today that made me really happy? What did I learn today about myself? What did I learn today about myself that I can be excited about? Right? I learned yesterday just how much I get excited when I see other people thrive and be successful. I mean, it is the biggest joy for me, right? I learned that when I see young girls and kids, when they are doing what they supposed to do in their life, it just boosts me up because it reminds me of when I was that little kid, and I understand the power of a dream and faith and love, that how much they push, it just warms my heart and it pushes me to give and to do more. Don't sit back and wait for something to make you happy, excited, and proud. Think about it. Think about what makes you proud and write it down. What makes you happy, excited. And if you can't find anything, create it. That's the real point. If you can't find it, create it. Go do something about it. I'm over time. I love you guys. I gotta go. The phone is off the chain this morning. I don't know why. But I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. But please do the exercises. What am I proud of in my life? And write that down. What am I excited about? What makes me happy? What am I grateful for? And try to do that for the rest of the week. And if you can't find anything, go create it. Go do it. Go find something. I'm telling you, it will change the way you start thinking. I love you. I see you tomorrow.